you may be in the United States or abroad, getting ready for the weekend, wishing you the very, very best out there. Today's Q&A with the Rideshare Professor. How are you? We have two very, very familiar faces there, Dara and Travis. And I'm just throwing this out into the room. Are they villains or are they heroes in your eyes, and why? Right? So feel free to ask questions today. I'm going to answer them to my best ability. I'd like a little bit of talk on these two. What I found rather interesting, here's the guy, the trailblazer, Travis Kalanick, who goes out there, starts the company, and just goes in one direction, right? Just opens up market after market, walks over the taxi business, walks over institutions, walks over mayors, walks over governments, and pushes this new rideshare phenomenon, right? And when the other gentleman, Dara, gets him to the finishing line on our backs, right, with our hard work, the dude gets $9 billion. Travis gets $9 billion. He's one of the big shareholders next to SoftBank, next to Alphabet, next to Amazon, Jeff Bezos. These are the guys who are going to cash in from our hard work, right? Kenneth in the house, Yazin in the house, Carmelo in the house, Bayobi in the house, Rick Reviews, shout out to you guys. So, yeah, I want to get your feeling on this. I have very mixed feelings on these two guys, right? I'm just saying, Travis wants to be there, the ringing of the bell, right? New York Stock Exchange. He even requested that he can bring his father along. Dara turns around and says, no way, you're not going to be there. Seriously? If I built this company, if I started this company, and the CEO told me I can't be there, I'd raise hell and fire, right? Dara owes him that seat, standing there when they're ringing the bell. What they might do is they might bring out all their top drivers, right? Fly them out to New York, the guys who have the most trips, the guys who have 40,000 trips, 30,000 trips, and have them surround Dara and a couple of execs as they do the ringing of the bell, right? Does anybody know the ringing of the bell when they start a new IPO, right? I found it rather shameful that Dara doesn't give him a seat or a position at that specific day, right? And I know that the drivers out there have very, very mixed feelings about these two, right? The way I see Travis, I see him as the trailblazer that revolutionized and changed this business, the way people are transported in the future to come. And then I see Dara as the cleanup guy, right? Who comes in there, puts out fires, does some spring cleaning. But to be quite honest, in the last 5 or 6 months, I've been so disappointed with Dara's leadership. This up and down, testing all these things, changing it, giving Quest, taking Quest away, giving destination filters, taking it away. I mean, you can't even keep up, right? It's like our current politics between Democrats and Republicans. You cannot keep up with the shit, right? Every single day, there's a new Uber gimmick being tried out on us, right? As if we were like guinea pigs. I don't like that. And I don't like the way they're treating the drivers. Peter Kuzda in the house. So on the phone with him early on. How are you, buddy? Reseda, my part of the country. What's happening, Torsten? Well, it wasn't long ago, just a few minutes ago, we were on the phone trying to get him in there, get that referral reward. Anybody who hasn't received the referral reward and wants to know how to do it, just reach out to me. But how do you feel, folks? Jay Miller says, what's up? Dara's a clown. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their opinion. You're completely entitled to your opinion if you want to call him a clown. I'm just disappointed, man. I'm just so disappointed in that leadership, right? That these fat cats cash in. They really haven't done much for us. They really haven't. I don't feel the gratitude comes even close to what they owe us. But hey, whatever gets them there, whatever gets them to the finishing line. But I have a little surprise out there, which is the day before the IPO. We have a lot of people who are switching off the app, or they're going to be on the app, but they're not going to take trips. They're not going to give rides, right? Whichever way you switch off, or you are on the app and you're not giving trips, not picking up riders, you're making a statement. Arkadli, how are you? Omar, how are you, my friend? OKC, hey, OKC in the house. How are you? Good. Oklahoma City. Roy Watkus, Las Vegas. Vegas is in the house. Beautiful. Appreciate you guys. It's Friday. We should be excited. Saturday and Sunday lie ahead. I love the weekends. For me, weekends are fun and an opportunity to make money, right? But we're almost there, man. It's what is it today? May the 3rd, May the 8th, the big strike. May the 8th or 9th, the big IPO. And I hear in the news that these two guys are battling it out. He wants to be at the IPO. He says, no, you can't be at the IPO. WTF, folks, WTF. Peter Kuzda, I'm a retired day trader, and I promise you this IPO is the ultimate short. Yeah, a lot of people shorted the Lyft and made bank, right? Jay Miller, that's a good idea. It would be more disruptive for everyone to leave the app on and not to accept trips. Would definitely make it harder or longer for drivers to get a driver. James Campbell's in the house. Dara isn't even qualified for Uber. Hey, we put a challenge out there. Remember, all of us put a challenge out there that these guys should do at least 100 trips. I will bet any amount that none of these guys have done individually 100 trips. So how can you run a company if you don't even know how your company operates? You don't even know how you make the money. They need to jump in the car, the back seat with us, or the front seat, and we'll drive them around for 5-6 hours and show them how we make the money for these guys. Travis, come on, dude, put your foot down. Seriously, if we carry you to a $9 billion, exercise your rights. I believe you have 9%. Put your foot down in the namesakes of all the drivers that got you there. Dara's not helping us. Come on, Travis, do something, dude. Seriously, I'm counting on you. Anthony Stubblefield, don't you think if we don't take rides that will affect our acceptance rating and they'll shut us off? Listen, if you're not on the app, right, and you're making a statement and you're not driving that day, it's not going to affect your acceptance rate, right? If you're on the app live and you turn down a few trips, it's not going to affect your acceptance rate that much, right? It's not going to change it that much. But I say, make a statement on that day. I've made a statement. I'm switching off for 48 hours. Done. No Uber, no Lyft for 48 hours. Now, months and months back, I already have bookings for May, private clients through my TCP, through my limo license. Obviously, I'll honor those people. They have nothing to do with Uber or Lyft. These are just private individuals. I will drive those folks on the day, and I will bring up the Uber strike. I'll say, by the way, it'll probably be hard to get an Uber or a Lyft today because everyone nationwide is striking. That's what I'm going to tell my private clients. But I absolutely will refuse for 48 hours to even switch that app on, period. Because, hey, I hope that many people feel the way I do, right? That if you collectively can make a very big statement here, especially to the public. Remember, this is called an initial public offering. This is when this company's shares are offered to the public. And we are telling the public, we, the money makers, are telling the public, hey, we're not being taken care of. right? So you got to put your foot down so the public understand. The public's going to read the newspapers. The public's going to switch on the 9 o'clock news, and they're going to see that, hey, there's all these drivers at the hubs, at the airport striking, right? I wonder why they're striking. Let me just check. Oh, they're striking because they're not being treated fairly. Terry Smith in the house. What do you say? I hope I'm wrong, but they gave, now going to take away. They gave now and they're going to take away. Yeah, I mean, this Uber Pro, right? Like I said, I took a very clear position on this in my live feed yesterday. We're all Uber Pros. You don't have to give us that brand. We are already Uber Pros. We're already putting our best foot forward, right? We're all pros. We're not, there's no platform called Uber Amateur or Uber Beginner, right? The bottom line is we're all Uber Pros. So why come out with a platform that's filled with psychology, trying to get you to the diamond level, right? And I just read today, I find it sickening that in the diamond level, you'll have more quest possibilities. So they say, hey, you know what? We'll dangle these little quests in front of you, right? But hey, listen up, driver. If you're a diamond level, which means you have to work yourself all up to 1,800 points on a 3-month average, then we're going to actually give you access to more quests, right? That psychology, folks, is so screwed up, right? Telling all the drivers that, you know, they can reach this level, right? And that they can qualify to become a pro, a gold, or a platinum. But hey, we want you all to be diamonds or higher. I find that so screwed up, right? And for every little reason that they can shut you down or keep you away from those little benefits that they extended, I've already heard people that they worked their butts off to get to a certain level, and one little thing threw them a notch down. It's disgusting. It's a psychological mind F, this whole Uber Pro thing. And it says it was built for drivers and tested by drivers. I don't think so. It was definitely not built by drivers. It was built by Uber to keep us in the wheel. I don't like it. I don't like it. Incentives should have been there from day one. You reach 500, you reach 1,000, you reach 2,000 trips, you reach 5,000 trips, and we reward you accordingly. Don't dangle a little carrot in front of us pre-IPO time so we all behave. Don't dangle a little Uber Pro level diamond in front of us with the hopes that we're just going to grind ourselves to a halt and not have a life. Listen, if you want to be a diamond level, you're working around the clock. You don't have a life. I choose to have a life, right? I am not going to get sucked up into that vacuum cleaner. That's just me. Because the way I see it, I see myself as a pro already. I see Roy as a pro, Peter as a pro, Terry as a pro, Rashid as a pro, Medad as a pro, Kenneth as a pro. All of you guys are pros. You don't have to give us that brand. We are already pros. But now what you want to do is you want to play around with our minds and say, well, hey, you're only a gold. And then we're going to play that driver against that driver because he's a diamond and you're only a gold. That's a mind F, my friends. And by the word, that word F ends with a K. So they gave us an appreciation bonus. Now they're going to take away with 25% mileage rates. Yeah, there we go. That's what they've done, right? It's like you guys understand the psychology of the gas industry. Raise, drop down. Oh, wow, they're dropping the prices. Raise it just over where they dropped it last. Drop it again. But when you look at the graph, right? Think it's going down. It's not going down. It's going up and up and up. And with us, it's in reverse. We think we're getting more. We're not getting more. They give us a little, they take away. They give us a little, they take away more. They give us a little, they take away even more. Wrong. I'm disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted. And I'm not throwing all Uber staff in that. I mean, I think if led by the correct person, this company has huge potential, right? If Jeff Bezos would take over this company or somebody else, I think it has true potential. This dude here comes from the travel business, right? He comes from the hotel and that business, right? Airline business. I believe so. I could be wrong. And he's running a rideshare company where he hasn't even done 100 trips. Something is so screwed up with that formula, it's not even funny, right? That these guys here, the guy that founded it now has to have a pissing fight with Dara, whether he can or cannot be at the ringing of the bell, the company that he formed. That just shows you the infighting, right? That these two roosters here are not even on the same level, that they're already banging heads. You know, like those goats, those mountain goats that bang heads like that. That's who these two guys remind me of, right? Banging heads. It's disgusting. Points that we earn for every trip should somehow be converted into maybe a gift card certificate or maybe even money towards our statements. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? Airline rewards points equates to something. The way they slicing and dicing it is they're dangling these little levels, like it's like the Olympic Games, right? Bronze, silver, or gold level, right? They're making us all compete in this driver race, right? Who wants bronze? Who thinks they're worthy of gold, right? It's a screwed up psychology, folks. This is not a sports event that takes place every 4 years, right? This is not the Olympics, right? The way you need to do it, if you're offering points and a certain amount of points per trip, then you reach that level of points, you get this. You reach that level of points, you get that, right? But to try and keep us in the loop by saying, hey, you got to maintain these type of points over a 3-month period puts way too much stress on the driver. Just reward him accordingly when they hit milestones, starting from 0 trips. First reward, 500, right? Up the salary. I will guarantee you people will stay with Uber if they see rewards, if they see an improvement to up their earnings at 1,000, 2,000 trips versus, hey, we're going to give you 3% gas back. I'm getting more at Costco, my friend, right? Or, hey, we'll give you 25% of maintenance. Yeah, maintenance, if you go to the most expensive workshop in the country, Pet Boys, or wherever it may be, right? That psychology does not fly. We're not fools. Come on. Tom Young, Uber was always a scam, mate. Just a legal Ponzi scheme. Ponzi scheme works a little bit differently, but unregulated apps don't work in a supply and demand market long term. Yeah, elaborate on that. I like your chain of thought there, but the whole Ponzi, it's not set up as a Ponzi scheme, that's for sure. I can tell you that. Ponzi scheme is usually a word you attribute to many of these MLM, multi-level marketing. Potentially, Trip is set up as a Ponzi scheme, right? Rashid, the strike will be going to happen in Boston. Mate, it's going to happen all over the country. You can't just say, hey, we're going to do it in Boston, we're going to do it in Washington, D.C., we're going to do it in LA, we're going to do it in New York. No. Wherever the freak you are on this globe, on this planet, you take action on May the 8th, right? This cannot just be a handful of selected city. Even if you're in whatever city, Idaho, and I'm not putting Idaho down here, but I'm saying in some little remote farming village and you Ubering, you switch the freaking app off. Kenneth Morrison, I don't want free tuition, I want the money. Show us the money, honey. Right, so one of the perks, obviously, and I think this is more for young kids who want to study, is obviously that there's free tuition at that one university. I think it's University of Phoenix. May be attractive to a 21 or 22-year-old, but nothing excites me. And I'm in the 40-50 category, shouldn't lie, 50 now. Nothing excites me on this pro level. I'm a pro already, and so are you guys. You're all pros, right? So how else are these guys going to come up with something effective that keeps drivers? I need some questions here. Yeah, James Camel Travis at least built something. Dara is a capitalist and a thief. I pretty much, you know what, I have the same feeling. I think Travis was a pioneer, and no, he wasn't perfect, and no, he was a prick at times. But to me, Travis, I have more respect for Travis as being a pioneer, a builder, a thinker, and he did whatever it took, right? Nothing was going to stop him. He just went straight forward. I actually have a lot of time for people like that, right? Trailblazers, visionaries like Elon Musk, right? Nothing holds them back. But I'm disappointed in Dara. He had the golden opportunity to build a bridge to the drivers. Didn't do it, right? Didn't do it. Jonathan Talon, what's up? Professor in the house, yes, and Jonathan's in the house. What are your thoughts on the May 8th strike? Listen, he's just joined. My thoughts are very clear. Wherever you are, right? The smallest farming city in Iowa, Idaho, capital city, New York, whether you're in LA, Denver, Miami, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Tokyo, Germany, Berlin, Amsterdam, Rome, Lisbon, wherever you're driving, you switch the freaking app off. Make a statement. Or you leave it on and you don't take trips. If there's not going to be a better day, right? I'm not saying it's the best day that they chose, but it's very, very, very well coordinated. And a lot of groups are behind this. We've got to support these groups, right? Gig workers, rideshare, we've got to support them, right? Because they're putting in a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this to make this happen for us on May the 8th. So that the public, remember the initial public offering, the public reads every newspaper, switches on every TV station, and sees that collectively across the country, from the smallest city to the largest city, right? To massively populated cities like Mexico City, or tiny little rural counties like whatever, like Inland Empire, whatever, or Bakersfield or Fresno, wherever you may be. But everybody, you got to stand up and take a position. That's my answer to you. I know that wasn't the short answer. Fort Lauderdale, thank you. Thank you, Jonathan from Fort Lauderdale, asking that, right? Is the strike 24 to 48 hours? I believe it's 24 hours. I think you make a bigger impact and a better statement if you make it 48 hours. I'm switching off for 48 hours. That's what I said. I'm doing it for 48 hours. You ain't going to see me online, Uber or Lyft, for 48 hours. Don't need their money on those 2 days. I really don't. Because, okay, let's see. Kenneth, Uber gave CEO Dara K, I can't even say his last name after all these years, 45 million in total pay last year. But it paid its CEO even more. Business Insider. Cool. Share the link with us. Smoke Shop. I didn't get selected for Uber Pro in Dallas. What are the reasons? Smoke Shop, tell us. Okay, that's interesting. You're a 4.97 rating. You're like in the top 1 or 2% around the country. But I just want to hear from any driver who's truly, truly benefiting from Uber Pro, where you could say, yeah, I am so excited to be on this or this level of Uber Pro, and here is why. I would love you to share. I am not one of those who's going to get swallowed into this or sucked into this whole psychology of gold, platinum, diamond. No, you're not going to do that to me, because I believe in a healthy life. That means, work and play. I don't believe it's healthy to work around the clock and sit in your car. Smoke Shop. Smoke Shop's very active here today. I got an email saying that only a selected few drivers got selected because it's beta testing. Okay, that's true. It's beta testing, so they're going to select a few thousand drivers in each market and then test it for a couple of months. And then they get that data and they can say, okay, how can we work with that data? How can we manipulate that data the best to extract the most, right? Beta testing means exactly what it says, beta testing, right? There's a company, it's a whole bunch of little guinea pigs and lab mice, and we testing their platform, showing them ways on how they can make even more money. I found it alarming that in the Uber IPO filings that the executive said that we would feel even more disappointed after the IPO. What does that mean? What do they have in store for us? Why don't they share with us? Why dangle this anxiety and say, after the IPO, we'll probably be more disappointed than we currently are right now? That statement, again, is such a mind F. This is not the game that a corporate company should be playing with their money makers. Dangerous, way too dangerous. I don't think that Google or SpaceX or Tesla or Apple play those mind effing games with their staff, right? I haven't heard the complaints from them. However, when I read through my videos and I read what people share, I'm flabbergasted. I'm shocked, man. I really am. I really am. Tim, the main EAK Miller, how are you, buddy? Says I could care less about the pro. It's a gimmick. Yeah, it's a little toy that they want you to be sucked into, this little gimmick. We pros, my friend. Every single one of you is already a pro. And you're the highest level pro. Because you're going out and you're safely, you know why you're a pro? Because you're safely getting people from A to B. You're safely getting drunkards from A to B. So every single person, in my eyes, is their highest level automatically. Why? How dare you give us a branding? You're a gold, you're a platinum. If you work around the clock for us, we'll make you a diamond. How dare you brand us that way, Uber? It's disgusting. Freaking disgusting. I don't think that beta test strategy of Uber Pro is going to work out for them. No. I mean, gosh, the decision making on the top, right? Like I say, decision making in a company could be top to bottom or bottom to top. I say we start taking the formula decision making bottom to top. Drivers start forming a body. We need a position in that company to help them make decisions, because whatever decisions they're making on the top, it ain't working. Right? It's not working. Yeah, Smoke Shop, we are all pros. You will never, ever take that brand away from me. You're never going to take that brand away from Atta. You're never going to take that brand away from Robert Huneker. We're all pros. The highest pros you could think, right? Because it truly takes a pro. And proudly say, I run other companies. There I just have to make decisions or, figure out, okay, who am I going to drop ship with? How am I going to get my warehousing costs down? These are other different types of decisions that I make on a daily basis. But when I read, and I think the more I started going live, the more videos I made, the more I started reading people's feedback and understanding how people feel around the United States, around the globe, how they feel, how they have been treated from year to year, right? I see the comments change. I see the frustrations. I see the anger. I see the anxiety. I see the upset. I read it, my friends. It's not like, hey, I'm sitting here talking to myself. No, I'm reading through this stuff, right? Mike C. trying to divide us. I'm reading that. That's wrong. It's just wrong that people have to feel this way. They have to comment this way, right? They shouldn't have to say that. It should be say, you at the end of the day, you want to say, you know what, I love working for that company. I love what I do from morning to night. I eagerly wake up in the morning, have my coffee, and I'm ready to go. I don't have that same passion for Uber and Lyft anymore as I did. I still love connecting with people. I really do. And with every person that I have in my car, I see a future opportunity. That is the part I still love, right? I just don't love the treatment that I get for giving them this royal treatment, right? The treatment from the top that I get for giving their base royal treatment. I always give people my royal treatment, right? My A game, right? I don't change my demeanor. I don't change my game plan because I have an upset against this guy or the company, right? I always give my best. Why? Because my best is always rewarded with high tips. That's the way I see it. But what you're paying me for getting this girl or this guy safely back from Hollywood to their house, I don't feel excited about that anymore, right? So trust and respect, which I've partially lost, is hard to earn back. And that is where they should put all their efforts, all their concentration. But instead, what they do is like, hey, let's try this whole quest thing. Give them some quests and give diamonds more quests and piss the gold quests off and play the diamonds against the golds and make it a big fat cluster F. The word ends with a K, by the way. Don't play drivers up against drivers, Uber. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. Don't play golds up against platinums, diamonds up against golds. No, just treat us all as Uber pros and reward us accordingly for our efforts. Burial God, what's up? Mike C, how are you? Mike C wrote something dirty, but they obviously YouTube blocked it. Dewey Fisher, man, I haven't seen you for a while. Where have you been hiding, mate? It's a major black eye to hear you've come to this point. No, look, don't misconstrue or misrepresent my words, Dewey. I make a shitload of money in the rideshare business, right? I've definitely have found many other angles to monetize this business. I'm not detaching and saying this is the worst industry, right? What I'm saying is I'm fed up with people who should be acting as executives, right? Making better decisions for drivers. That's what I'm fed up with, because I see zero competence there right now, right? I see zero gratitude. I see zero respect for the drivers, right? And if you start having no respect for drivers, how are they going to respect you or trust you in return? That is what I'm highlighting here, right? And this is a Q&A. You can throw out any question you wish, right? We can talk about any topic today. The way I stimulated the conversation was, are they heroes or villains, right? I've seen a few people, very few, comment on that. But I request, Dewey, that you don't put a spin on my words. I'm a black or white guy. I say it as it is. I'm here talking about a guy that could deactivate me like that. Am I afraid of that being deactivated? Hell no. That's when I become louder and even more vocal, even more dangerous, even more David and Goliath-like, right? So I don't think they'd want to open the beehive and let the bees out. I don't think they want to do that. I am merely echoing, and I'm a transporter. I'm a bridge for all of these comments, right? I'm a catalyst, bringing my upset about executive management decisions, which I think are impacting drivers, driving up the anxiety, creating unhappiness, right? Because again, I see this more as a lab, right? As a testing lab, as an Uber lab. And that's wrong. That is what I'm voicing here. And I hope they read it. I hope they listen and watch this video. I hope the public understands how we feel, right? Right? Because their decision time is on May the 8th. You're going to have a lot of financial institutions and brokers and Wall Street brokers playing poker on May the 8th, right? Shorting or buying, selling, whatever they're doing. They have a scheme to make their money on that day, but I'm talking about the public, the moms and the pops out there. Hey, should we put a little bit of money into Uber? Okay. At the dinner table, honey, I was thinking of putting $500 through Robinhood. I'll put the link for you down there and buy some shares. By the way, if you sign up with Robinhood, you actually get a free share for joining. So I'll share that link with you. That's where I buy it. Excuse me, that's where I buy the stocks, right? But that mom and the pop, not to go away from the conversation, they're then deciding they're going to put $500 as two people of the public, this mother and father, right? They're deciding whether they're going to put some money into this company. I just request to those two people, whoever you are out there, listen to us, read this, see how we feel, right? And see if they have the absolute control over us. I don't think so. I still maintain we have the power. And May the 8th, it's going to show up in a form, in a fraction of our power is going to show up on May the 8th. And then it's decision time for them. How do they want to start treating us after they made all the money? Do they want to keep this money going? Or do they want to see these shares tank? And I mean tank. I think that power we hold. I truly do. What is GOAT? Anybody here want to explain to Jay what GOAT is? Muhammad Ali is GOAT. Yudenik Ziwede. Hi, Professor. How are you, buddy? David Cabrales. Drivers unite on the 8th. Yes, they do. All of them. I'd love to figure out what you do. No, it's not complicated, right? I look at this as a business and I say to myself, if I look at this as a business, what are all the ways I can make money in the rideshare business, right? I started a training platform, ridesharedrivingschool.com, where I think like, okay, I take my knowledge and which leads me to the next one, the cars that I lease out to drivers, I monetize that, right? That's a great business. Return of investment after 15 months. I take the feedback of the drivers and my know-how and I package it up as a course. That's my second line of business. I sign up people and help them achieve their goals, right? I don't just see a referral as a referral. When I can tell you something about me. If I am referring a driver to these companies, I want to teach them the formula, how to make more than the average driver. That's why people sign up with me. That's my third form of income. Fourth form of income, YouTube, right? Fifth form of income, sponsorships. BMW North America, dash cam companies, automotive companies, right? Fifth income model. Sixth income model, forming a limo company, because I know that the cars that I rent out, these people also want to drive on TCP, Uber, and Lyft. You got to accommodate those three levels, right? So you start monetizing that. If you get double or triple bookings, hand those bookings out to your drivers. Take a 20% commission. I'm like Uber at that moment. I'm taking 20%. I'm not taking 40%. Listen up. I'm not taking 40%, but I'm taking 20%. And once you start calculating all the verticals of how you can make money in rideshare business, I'll guarantee you it's not that difficult. It really isn't, right? You start making good money, right? And again, I still love taking the trips in Uber, Lux, and SUV with Uber and Lyft, and I absolutely love driving private clients. I love it. I love people. So I enjoy my job, but I also enjoy being a voice. I enjoy reading the emails and text messages that I get each day. Because if I can just that much impact that individual or help that individual in that city or that family, those rewards are better than anything else. Those rewards are better than the bluebacks, the 100s. Jay, 100 trips is complicated. Execs still won't. No, I mean, you're right. They won't. Which executive has come out and said, hey, I faced the challenge. I actually did 100 trips. Which board member actually came out and said, hey, I went out there, did the 100 trip challenge, Here's the proof. I created the account. Here I am on 102 trips. Not one of them, ladies and gentlemen, not one of them ever tried to take the challenge. And how? Tell me how? You are running a business, or you're a board member of a business, or you're an executive of a business, but you have never experienced what it's like to even remotely get into a car and do what the people, the drivers do that make the money. Because the only way this company receives money right now, the only way, listen up, is by driving out, picking up Sandy, and taking Sandy from that zip code to the same zip code or to another zip code. And that trip is monetized. And who's responsible for getting Sandy from A to B? All of the people in the room. So if you, Mr. Executive, Mrs. Executive, Mr. Boardroom Member, Mrs. Boardroom Member, have never ever been in a car, have never switched on your navigation, have never gone online, have never filled up your tank with gasoline, how on earth or why on earth are you working for this company? Right? Explain that to me, please. Sergio. Hello, Professor. You're right. I don't want to be right in this room, but I appreciate you saying that. But I'm not here to be right. I'm here to try and make these wrongs right. There's too many wrongs. Then we need fixes, right? We need people that can solve problems and create an even playing field. It is so out of whack, folks. Helping is more fulfilling. Yes, it is. You help a little kid. You help an elderly. You help an animal out of the shelter that's been abused, and see how that animal treats you and shows you love. Because they know who got them out of the dirt hole, out of the shithole. They know who groomed them and put weight back on and gave them a second life, right? Taking an abused animal and giving that dog, that cat, that chicken, that pig a second chance. They even understand what gratitude and appreciation is. So human mankind, we're not able to show that same type of gratitude. Come on. We're bigger than that. We're better than that. Right? And stop treating us this way. Look in your soul. Look deep, deep in your soul and say, hey, did I deserve to get to the IPO on all those millions of drivers' backs? Did I deserve to exploit these drivers and cozy up in bed to the passengers to get me to that 8th of May IPO? Travis Kalanick, look deep inside your soul. Dara, look deep inside your soul. Don't you think you owe these people more than you're currently giving them? I think so. I truly think so. Vinny Kaz, truth time. Drivers were never a concern to these companies. I don't quite agree with that statement. We were only a way to a means, and now that they are working to develop our replacements, we're on the radar. A very interesting statement made by Vinny Kaz. Ice maker, sorry man, you're just beating a dead horse. I disagree with you, ice maker. I know that one individual can change a lot. You know, I know that for a fact. I've worked with people, with individuals that have changed everything. So one person beating a dead horse, I'm not beating a dead horse. Firstly, I would never beat a horse, dead or alive. I wouldn't put my energy into something that wouldn't show fruits one day. It's just not me. Then you don't know me. I'm here to be a game changer, to make an impact, right? The the true potential, we haven't even tapped into it yet. So there we go, ice maker. I would say you can make a lot of money making ice. Buy yourself a big ice making machine for $20,000. Buy yourself a big machine that packages and seals plastic bags, fill the ice bags, and start delivering those to restaurants, ice maker. I'll guarantee you at that point you won't be beating a dead horse. You'll actually be making money with water that comes out your faucet. I used to drive. I'm with you guys. That's why I'm here. But all the drivers need to stop driving. Well, that's precisely. So to follow up on your comment that we're beating a dead horse, and now you're saying that the people are going to stop driving on the May the 8th. I'll guarantee you. There's only a handful. Happy Friday, Mr. Smakovich. Dustin's in the house. How are you, buddy? Everybody give him a shout out. He's in the house. Rideshare 411. How are you? Yeah, we have to, Ice Maker, take a huge stand on May the 8th. And for those few that have reached out to me and said, I can absolutely not afford to stop driving on May the 8th, and here's the reason why. I have a family and I got to drive. I would totally understand and respect your position. I would never hold that against you. But I say, if you're able, if you're willing, and you can forego that money for 24 to 48 hours, you've got to stand up for yourself. It is so rewarding to stand up for yourself. It is so rewarding to be down there at that strike and stand with your brothers and sisters and stand in solidarity, right? And to send a clear message. Together, we are extremely powerful. Inland Empire in the house. Lol, Smakovich. Yeah, Smakovice. Is that how it's spelled? I think only Dustin knows the true spelling of Smakovich. I think he should type it out for us here, how it's. But yeah, I need to borrow that Smakovich. I have a couple of smacks to issue today. I really do. Cantlactobe, great. What's up? What's up? Kenneth says Lyft pays Uber than Uber. I believe in certain markets it does. That's not a general statement that applies for every city, though. Here in LA, I think Uber still pays better than Lyft. Break the shackles. Let's get some questions in here, my friends. Let's get some questions. So on that Uber Pro, on all these constant changes with Quest, how is it affecting you? Are you seeing the upside? Are you seeing the true rewards from this Pro level, from those who have been invited to the beta testing to participate? Have you seen any improvements for yourself? Mike C has made a very wise statement. To Ice Maker, it's not just about Uber and Lyft, it's about all companies mistreating people. Any company mistreating an individual, jeopardizing their rights, or not giving them their full rights, or manipulating staff, whatever the case may be, collectively, you're all in the same boat, right? This is what we're generally fighting for. And I think at the end of the day, truth prevails over wrong, right? And, it's why we have people such as whistleblowers, game changers, visionaries, who mix it up, who change the model so that structures can't take control or manipulate us or abuse us, right? So we constantly change it up. We rise up, we fight back, we push for change. In my series, ridesharedrivingschool.com, the next few videos that will be coming out over the next few days, just short little videos that I did with the CEO of businessrocket.com. We are going to be talking about amazing ways how you can actually put a couple of $1,000s extra in your pocket by setting yourself up as an S corporation versus as a sole proprietor or an LLC. We're going to go into a lot of depth on that, show you ways how to put way more money into your pocket, setting yourself up as an S corporation. And with an LLC or a sole proprietorship, your entire, you have your gross earnings, you have your expenses, and then whatever, let's say you use the model of $80,000, you're making $80,000 and you have about $30,000 expenses. You're getting taxed anywhere from 22 to 35%, depending on what income bracket you are. You're getting taxed on that $50,000, right? And we did a video yesterday using 30% as an example. How under that structure, you're getting taxed about $17,000 to $18,000, right? $17,000, call it. And Alex and I will show you how much extra money you put in your pockets by registering yourself as an S corporation. And the tax guy will say, oh, it's too much work. Yeah, the S corporation is a little bit more work, right? Because your earnings at the end of the day, sort of on a 50-50 ratio, you give yourself dividends and you give yourself the salary, right? You get taxed differently on those two. As an investor, as dividends in your company, and on the profit. On the profits, you're going to get a full 22 to 33%. But on dividends, as an investor in your own company, you only get taxed 15%. Well, we're going to show you how you're going to put, if you're earning 80 grand, how you at least putting about another $4,000 in your pocket. It's a lot of money. And if an accountant ever discourages you and say, don't you set yourself up as an S corporation, it just means that his ass is too lazy to do the work. It's only a few $100s more to set up an S corporation, only a few extra filings, but the savings are tremendous. We're going to bring you that info from a pro, from the CEO of Business Rocket. What we're also going to show you is how to structure your fleet company. We're also going to bring out a course together, which is launched in 45 days from now, to show you, empower you to start your own fleet, to offload your car on a driver, right? To make the most money. How to set up your drivers in your company so that you don't have to pay workers' compensation and all of these extras. We're going to show you truly how to run this as a business, a fleet. So those are the two things I'm super excited to share with you today, right? That the next few videos, A, how you should set yourself up for 2020 to save a lot of money on taxes. And then B, if you want to do this as a business like I do, how do we set this up, right? Because Uber, remember, pays you the fleet for the drivers that you have in your fleet, right? I'm going to show you a way with Alex how you set up another company, a vault company, and have Uber pay the vault company, a Delaware institution, right? And then the Delaware institution pays out the fleet company, and then you disperse the monies so that you do not have to pay the workers' compensation, the WC. We're going to share such amazing info with you, how I built my wealth, fully legal, fully within all the tax laws, show you the contracts that you set up. We're going to show you ways to make money. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about business, right? So for anyone interested to look at how you should structure yourself on the tax side, or if you want to really say, hey, you know what, I've had enough with Uber and Lyft, but I could see myself building out a company. I understand the company. I've already worked for it for several years. I understand everything about Uber. Now let me start my own fleet. Why not? You're fully qualified. You're more qualified than these guys to start a fleet, right? These guys haven't done trips. You've done the trips. You know how it works. So why not start your company? This is what I'm trying to get to, is encourage you guys to start your own company. And there's not a better guy to have on my side, and I'm grateful to have him on my side for 15 years. It's the CEO of businessrocket.com. He's a wonderful guy. You're going to meet him in the next few videos, right? What he's going to share with you, he's going to bring value, right? These channels address very important points, criteria. We try to do problem solving here. Not only problem solving, we also try to introduce new ways to make money, right? To grow, to better ourselves. If you are not learning, you're not growing. That's what mother always said to me. Torsten, if you're not learning, you're not growing. And stuck with me for all my life. We are the backbone. Be there, everyone. 411. Exactly. Australia's in the house. What time do you have, Johnny Davies? How are you, mate? Where are you from? Perth, Sydney. Love having my Australian friends in the house. Love playing rugby against them. The South Africa, Australia rugby rivalry will always be alive. And of course, New Zealand in the mix, right? Lot of respect for my New Zealand buddies and Australian buddies, because they play the same sport and enjoy the same sport as I do. And they're fun and outgoing people. If you ever go to Australia, if you go to New Zealand, go hang out with some locals. You'll have the best time of your life, my friends. They know how to enjoy life. Aussies know how to enjoy life. They really do. It's not just all about work. Get on a work. No, you got to also play. You got to also play. You can't just work. There we go. Australians understand that formula. The New Zealanders understand that formula. We need to understand that formula, right? It's not just about working around the clock, my friends, driving ourselves into stupor. It doesn't work that way. Ronald Mayberry is in the house. No trip should pay less than a cancellation fee, no matter how small. Also, Uber should not get a piece of any cancellation fee either. I like your thinking, my friend. I like that. Vin S, how do you not see this? Do prey on guys to join your fleet just the same as Uber Lyft did with their car rental deal. It's a big circle of preying. You're doing psychological projection, Vin S. You know, you understand? Go and look up the Wikipedia meaning of psychological projection. You used to the fact, you're using the terminology preying. So I question, do you prey on people? Right? We're here in this room, we're finding solutions and we're coming up with better ways. That's what this channel and what these people are. So to say that we're preying on individuals, sad, my friend. You could literally go out and apologize and say, hey, you know what? I apologize for projecting my thoughts onto the room. You owe every person in this room an apology, Mr. Vin S. Prime time only with surges, other than it's a hard game. Now he's talking Uber lingo, right? Now he's talking classic Uber lingo. So are you a driver or are you somebody jumping into the room trying to project your thoughts onto other people? You got to take a position here, buddy. Otherwise, you're double standards. Inland Empire, wow. Johnny, 9:31 a.m. Cool. You're ahead, right? So does that mean you're on the Saturday, right? You're ahead, correct? Brisbane. Brisbane's in the house. Everybody welcome our friend from Brisbane, Australia. We salute you, my friend. Welcome. Love it when international crowds show up. And he's just waking up to the day over there, 9:30 a.m. I'm almost ending my day here in California. I'm at 4:30 p.m. David Cabrales welcomes Johnny Davies to the room. We all welcome you. Anybody have a good question that the room can answer? Torsten, what are your thoughts on Uber Pool and Uber Express? Yay or nay? No, it's a big nay. I don't like it, right? I don't think it should be in the mix. If people want a pool ride, get a bus and pool with 6 or 7 people to work, right? Do that. But for probably the biggest money maker for Uber and Lyft are exactly those trips where they're double dipping. The drivers don't like it. I can tell you what, 95% of the drivers that, at least when I read the messages, don't like those Pool or Express trips, right? But a lot of them feel obligated to do it to keep the percentages high, to keep the acceptance high, right? But it's not something you get all gung-ho excited about. What's up, dog? Tony Stoll in the house. Shout out to you, my friend. Michael XL Seattle. I like that. We have an XL Seattle driver. Why can't we return to the model that Travis designed? Now we're talking. Why do you think I like Travis more than Dara? Right? I agree with you. It works for everybody involved with Uber and made money. They did not lose money. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I feel the same way. Love that comment from Michael XL in Seattle. Uber's doing a bonus tonight in Australia, 75 Australian dollars, I guess, for completing 12 trips, 154 for nights. 4 nights? Oh, cool. Go cash in, buddy. We want you to make that money. You deserve it. Yedinek, Zude, how are you, my friend? 4:14 p.m. You are a leader, bro. I will always follow you. And listen, here it is, my friend. We follow each other. Together we stand strong. I'm just a catalyst. I'm a guy who has a YouTube channel, and I use my voice. I am never afraid to speak up. Nobody will ever to tell me to shut up, right? And if we can in some way impact another person's life for the better, not for the worse, sign me up. Thin beam image. I like that. Thin beam image. It sounds like a laser. Thin beam image. That is our money with shared rides. Incredible they have the hubris to take it. I like that. I like that comment. Glenn Law, no bonus in Brisbane though, and don't check regular, so may check promo pot now. Go check right now, Glenn. Ken Morrison, thumbs up. Inland Empire, Vin S. I truly respect freedom of speech, but Torsten has done nothing but lent a hand and wealth of knowledge. I personally, if I didn't have a car, I would be better with the professor than... I'm not here to sell you my car, right? I'm not. I'm full up. And my drivers don't leave me because I treat them well. I give them Christmas bonuses. My drivers don't leave me, and I give them trips, right? I give them private trips that are better paying than Uber and Lyft, and I only take 20% of the trips that I give them, right? So in life, you can create relationships the following way. This goes to you, Inland Empire. Appreciate you for standing up for me. But let me just say this to Vanessa and to anyone out there. In life, always set up a win-win relationship, right? That means whatever agreement we have, whatever contract we have, whoever we work for, you get something out of it, you benefit, and I get something out of it, we benefit. We both win-win. If you're in a situation, ever, listen up, very important lesson in life, right? Where you feel like you win, I lose. No game. Walk away, right? Anytime you feel like, hey, you're trying to get an advantage over me and I'm losing here. No game, not going to engage. I'm only here for win-wins. Now, the worst type of relationship, whether it's A friendship, a marriage, a business relationship, the worst, what do you think it is? It's a lose-lose. And that's usually a victim meeting a victim, a drug addict meeting a drug addict, and together they go down. A gambler meeting a gambler, together they go down. A con artist meeting another con artist, and they try to outdo each other. The deal goes south, they go down. No, doesn't work. No game, right? So the only game you engage in, that you participate in, there's a clear win-win, right? So if you're in this relationship as an independent contractor with Uber, it's got to be a winning way both ways. They're winning, obviously it's win. And the question is, if you look at this with a sober mind, are you saying to yourself, you win, I lose to Uber? If that is your thinking, if that is your answer, you have to change it up, which means, how do I create a win-win? Does it mean I leave X entirely? Does it mean I leave the company entirely or switch over to Lyft? Does it mean that I sign up with Uber and Lyft and statistically get more trips per shift? You have to create something that you're in a place of a win-win, because the you win, I lose doesn't work. No game. The you lose, I lose doesn't work either. Victim, victim doesn't work. No game. That's how I look at contracts, right? And if I'm doing a deal, a big deal, and a big deal, let's say over $50,000 with anyone, whether it's buying an Airbnb, whatever it is, or buying an expensive car, I want to check them out, right? And I tell you what, $45, $50, you have an entire background check on the guy. Does he have criminal records? Does he have court filings? Let me go to it. If he does have court filings, let me draw those court filings from that court. What shenanigans did that guy? Oh, this guy screwed over 5 or 6 people. He's been in small claims court over car sales. No game. I'm not going to play you win, I lose. Cost me $45 to run a background check against you. Kindly GFY. So there we go. Still only on appreciation page for promotion. Okay, we're getting there. Then S, why did you retract your message? You want to speak up? Speak up. I don't know why you'd put something out there and retract it. If you have something on your mind, share it with us. If you want to be negative and troll and spew crap, I'll give you a timeout. You're out of my channel. But I welcome any healthy dialogue here. Any thoughts, any suggestions. Treat each other kindly, right? RM Zaya says, with a fare per mile fare, there is no need for a bonus. I'd love you to elaborate on that, RM Zayas, what you mean there's no need for a bonus. So you're basically saying if there's a decent rate per mile, that's all you would be happy with. Do I understand you correctly? So Inland Empire says true transparency, and like you just mentioned, win-win, every business relationship. Not only business relationship, friendship, marriage, everything should be a win-win, right? I mean, ask yourself, do you want to surround yourself with friends that constantly suck your blood like vampires, take your energy for their benefit, for your detriment? I don't think so. So the win-win goes for everything in life. Oh, cool. I did understand you correctly, Zayas. Yeah. No, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. If you get a real decent per mile rate and you're happy with it, that's great, right? I need the quests, the surges. If you are being paid a healthy amount per mile and you're completely happy with it, and it makes sense, CENTS and SENSE, then that's fine. But what I think is that trying out all these different experiments with quests and with destinations, and then they're trying to finagle it in such a way that they can extract the most money. However, if we, the driver, break it down, we're not stupid. We crunch the numbers, we look at everything, and we can see where they're trying to play a little game with us. And we should say, no game, because you winning and I lose in this situation, right? So, hey, Vinay said, I was just saying I didn't like the fleet idea if it rents to folks for Uber X purposes. It's a hamster wheel for that driver. So let me elaborate, and he totally deserves a good answer on this. When you are renting out cars, or if you are a fleet operator, right? Nobody would sign up with you if you just made that car available for Uber only, and you were acting like a Hertz company or hire car company and just collecting for that rental. I don't see any value in that type of relationship. However, I'm going to say this. If you have gone to the extent, to the length, to form a limo company, to get all your licenses from the PUC, they will issue you the TCP in California, for example, which is the most stringent process. It's way easier in Florida. It's way easier in Texas. But if you go and now provide a car that you can rent out to Lyft drivers, Uber drivers, and TCP drivers, you're giving them value. And on top of that, if you're actually getting trips through your marketing that you can hand to them and only take a minimal 10 to 20%, you're giving them value. That is when the fleet makes sense. Guys, I just realized somebody came in early. I need a couple of thumbs up here quickly. I need 50 because I got to hit the road. I didn't see the clock run like that. It's already 4:46. Can I have a bunch of thumbs up before I exit? I got to rock and roll. I apologize. I totally misread the clock. Thumbs up, folks. There we go. Kenneth, I'm halfway there. Need 50. Thank you, Vin. I shake your hand. I agree with you. I hope you didn't take my replies the wrong way. You're in the room. You're part of us, and we enjoy your presence. I appreciate you being here. Here we go. Sergio Robles in the house. We're almost there. There we go. Love it. Thin beam image. There we go. Now I got my 50. I'm going to share that with you guys. There it is. Got the thumbs up. Appreciate you guys. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Please drive safe. Have fun. Go out there, make some money. And let's meet up in the next live session. God bless. Main thing is stay safe, right? Don't let any other crazies cut you off or make your life a nightmare on the roads. Wherever you are, take good care of yourself. I love it. Look, let me take one more picture here. This, my friends. There we go. Straight back at you. Appreciate you. Thank you for participating, everyone. You are appreciated. Have a great weekend.